Welcome back. Scott from Stooks Baseball Cards and Curiosities. Today I'm doing a VR for Eric at the card closet. He wants us to do a special tribute to our mother for his Mother's Day and his 700th sub. Congratulations, Eric. Eric's got a great channel. I'll put the address down below. Boston Red Sox fan and basketball fan, Lakers fan. Sorry about this year. I'm a Laker fan too, but also a hometown Timberwolf fan. Been watching a lot of the playoffs. So I'm going to talk about this VR and I'm going to show some basketball cards while I talk about it. My mom was a big NBA fan. She really liked Larry Bird. She also liked players like Tim Duncan, David Robinson. And she used to sit and watch the whole game and, oh, Larry, and then, or oh, Tim, or whoever's playing that she's watching. She went on a trip to Washington with my aunt and uncle. And on the way back, they went through Terre Haute, Indiana. My mom gets out of the car and goes, Larry, I'm here. So thought that was pretty funny, but she really liked Larry Bird, and she also was a big fan going back into the 50s because I have a program of hers from when she was in high school. She'd went to a Minneapolis Lakers basketball program in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and had the center scoring page signed by George Mikan and Clyde Lovellette. Here's the big reason, one of the big reasons the Timberwolves are in the playoffs. This little Georgia Bulldog, Anthony Edwards. And she got me into collecting indirectly. I'd go up to the grocery store and I'd walk down the alley. The grocery store was half a block away. She'd give me a, 5 or 10 cents. I could buy a pack or two of cards. And I'm going to keep showing Anthony Edwards cards because I know how much she would be excited about seeing the NBA today. It's a fun game to watch, especially with the local team doing so well. And I would buy baseball cards with that. I'd open them up. And remember 1967 was the first packs I opened. Remember getting Don Drysdale, Al Kaline, and my dad had to tell me who were the good players or not. And, all through the years, my mom would support me. She'd give me a few packs at Christmas along with other things. And every time I was at a card show or I did a card show, her and my dad would show up and they'd visit. Sometimes they'd stay at the whole show and she'd walk around. She'd buy a few Larry Bird cards here and there, maybe a Tim Duncan. But the big thing about that is I was a Laker fan and she was a Celtics fan, and family's kind of split. My sister was Lakers, my brother was Celtics. But I think the Timberwolves kind of brought that all together when they came into the league in '89. But looking forward to watching the big playoff game tomorrow night against Denver, Game 3. Hopefully the Timberwolves can keep up their big run that they have going. My mom also coached basketball in high school, girls basketball. And before they had organized high school girls basketball, they used to have like tournaments where they'd just get a bunch of girls from high school together and they'd go to another town and there'd be like 6 or 7 teams at that town and they'd play and just have a tournament. And that was it for the girls at that time when she was coaching. And I'd ride the bus, go to the games. I always like grabbing a basketball and shooting at a side basket or something while depending on the gym we were in. And she would organize tournaments in my hometown and they'd have like 3 other teams from the county come in and they'd have like one night where all the teams would play. All that time I'm buying baseball cards, basketball cards. I know my grandfather, her dad, took me to a store one time, and first time I ever saw basketball cards, it was a Tall Boys from 70s, 71. Remember getting Lou Alcindor, that's the one I wanted. Pete Maravich, you know, some great players in those days. And but all the way right till the end, I mean, the last time I really saw her was at a card show. And another week later, she ended up in the emergency room, and that was the last time I really got to see her, was at that card show. So mothers are special. A lot of great memories, a lot of card shows, a lot of family get-togethers, a lot of sporting events. I remember going to the North Dakota State basketball tournament with her because my dad was sick, and we had a pretty good time watching the hometown. I think they took third place that year after winning it a few years prior to that. But just special people like your mothers. Take advantage while you can. And thank you, Eric, for this VR. Hope I don't have too many Timberwolves cards coming at everybody. They're kind of inundating the sports feeds nowadays, which is good after 20 years of nothingness. So thank you, Eric, and hope you all enjoyed and have a great Mother's Day weekend.